I'm back here in my bedroom talking to my cell phone. Where have I been? Thanks for asking. I traveled to the far, far away exotic lands of northern Michigan outside of Grand Rapids. Also to rural Ohio, the land of my people. I was going to come back here and I was going to do a video on traveling on keto and road tripping and going to a wedding and being all ketogenic like a boss. But I can't make that video because it would be a total lie. So instead, we are going to talk about guilt and shame, the very least favorite of all human emotions. So first I'm going to say, traveling on keto, actually not that hard. The first half of my trip, it's like totally doing it. Then the second half of my trip, I was like, well, I'm on vacation, and when in Rome, at first I was a little disappointed in myself. However, I am glad that this experiment happened because I felt like garbage. So 4 days of eating like I don't eat, actually eating like I've never eaten wedding cake and bleh, and like chicken and waffles. I was so bloated and felt so horrible. I almost felt like I had a hangover. It wasn't good. And then the other thing that I've noticed, okay, when you're eating a ketogenic diet, you eat food and then you're full and then you don't think about food. True story. When you eat carbs and sugar, you're starving. Like, I would eat and then I would just want to keep eating because I was used to food. Like, I'd eat the food and then I'd be full and it'd feel good. No, I was actually, there were times where I'd eat something and I'd be more hungry than I was to begin with. Where's my fat? Where's my fat at? Where's my fat at? That sounds so, I might edit that one out. I came home and I probably gained about 6 pounds, and which is water, because when you go on a low carb diet, you lose water weight, and when you go off a low carb diet, you gain water weight. I'm not really so much shaming myself about that. I did have one major victory that I need to share with you. Cell phone in my bedroom. You've got to hear this one. You might not know this, but I quit smoking 3 months ago. What? And I celebrated that 3-month anniversary that week that I was at a wedding in exotic Grand Rapids. That would have been a very appropriate, I don't know how to say, that would have triggered wanting to smoke for me. Had some wine. I was with really good, loving, wonderful people, some of whom I used to smoke with, and I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I felt so great. This is where I'm going to explain how addiction and shame work. They are best friends. So I want to use smoking as an example. Smoking is something a lot of people, they feel ashamed of. They don't like it. We know, smokers know that it's bad for them. So they smoke and they feel shame, and no one wants to feel shame. Shame is the worst. As a human race, we will do anything we can to avoid feeling shame. So we will self-medicate with whatever it is that we are addicted to. Smoking, alcohol, food, abusive relationships, and that'll make us feel better temporarily. And then all of a sudden, well, that temporary happiness that you feel, that relief from the shame, that reinforces the bad behavior, like the smoking or the food, whatever. So You feel shame and you feel horrible. And you're back over here again. And you want to avoid that feeling, so you self-medicate with the thing. And it's like this crazy roller coaster that just goes round and round and round and round and round. So stop. Stop. The way that we talk to ourselves, negative self-talk is a horrible thing to do to yourself. Some of the things that we say to ourselves, if you would never say them to your children, to your friends, to your coworkers, to a stranger on the street. And if you heard someone saying those things out loud, you would think, dude, that man's a jerk. So don't be a jerk, especially to yourself. You don't want an asshole in your life. So don't be the asshole. See what I'm saying? Positive and negative self-talk. Let's practice, shall we? It'll go something like this. Morgan, seriously, I can't believe after all this hard work, 2 months of working on being keto adapted, and you just threw it out the window in 4 days, and now we have to start over. I am so disappointed in you. All right, kiddo. I know that didn't go exactly how you wanted it to. However, the upside is now you see how much better you feel eating this way versus eating the other way. And you are even more driven and committed to this whole thing than you were before because you felt great. And now you have proof that you felt great. You already know how to do this. Just get back on that horse and let's do this again. All right? Yeah, I love you. Do you see the difference? Don't shame and guilt yourself. It's not whether it's you're doing this and you screw up and you have a cheat day and you could just spiral out of control and be all upset and hate yourself, which is only going to just reinforce the behavior that you are feeling guilt and shame about. Don't. And don't be a jerk to anyone, especially yourself. A friend sent me a text message a while back that was like, if you had to list all the things that you love, how long would it take you to name yourself? You should be at the top of that list. You can't love other people and take care of anyone unless you are healthy and strong and taking care of yourself. True story. And I'm speaking from personal experience here. So don't be an asshole. Hey, Morgan, I love you. You know, we're good. I'm not going to be a jerk to you. Thanks, Morgan. I love you too. See? It's that easy and that difficult all at the same time. But you can do it. It's important. So, I'm back from my vacation. It didn't go perfectly. I ate the wedding cake and then I went to Cleveland. Not Cleveland. Cleveland is amazing. It's a way underrated city and there are a lot of keto friendly places to eat there. I just happened to not go to those. So I decided also from all of this, because I did look so just bloated, I'm holding on to lots of water. I'm going to do more updates on physical changes since mental health is so subjective and things like weight. I hate, I had to put batteries in my bathroom scale because I just don't believe in that. But it does give things like weight and body composition and how you look, they are much more obvious for folks than, say, mental health, which I have to explain, and maybe sometimes I won't be honest with you. If I'm super depressed, I can't imagine being in my room like curled up in my cat pajamas wanting to talk about it. It just probably wouldn't happen. Or maybe it will. Maybe I'm going to get to know all of you so well and feel super comfortable, but as of right now, that sounds like not a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm back in town. I'm creating ketones again. I did a test, did little pea strips. I know that they're not the gold standard, but in the beginning, just knowing, whatever, I know. I'm not going to waste ketone blood strips on now because those are expensive and I just need to. Anyway, why am I explaining myself to you, phone? It's been about 2.5 days. I'm back into ketosis. Yes, I'm going to have to do the whole adapting thing. The bottom line is, I feel really good this way. I did not feel so great the other way. You know, if your friends want to go to Panera, just drink the black coffee and don't eat the bagel, because you're going to eat the bagel and you're going to feel like garbage. I promise. You can just take my word for it. I mean, you can test that theory out, but you don't need to, because I'm not lying to you. Be nice to yourself. Ooh. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Okay, and that's it. I'll see you soon because my phone is going to die. So you have a really good week. I will have all the things to talk about, I'm sure, because my friends are still sick of me talking about it to them. So, I'm going to talk to you, and we're going to be kind to ourselves. It's going to be great. Oh, and as far as like tracking physical progress and blah, 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 I started an Instagram account called Keto and Kale. Not just because of the alliteration, there is a reason for it, but that is, you know, all the things. We'll talk about all the things. It'll be a really good time. So, all right. Again, with the not knowing what to do at the end of the videos, but you have a really good week, okay? Thanks. Get ready, are you excited? Yeah! Got too many topics to discuss. So don't be a jerk. Moving on.